The normal starters out for the Railers, Nelson, Kirby, Coyne, and Smith, but Gesner not starting the second half. Jake Olson out there.
Jake did a good job defensively in the first half.
SHG starts with the basketball. Eagleton, Holmes, Williams, Sargent, and Sestak on the floor. In the Williams in the paint, tried to kick it back out. Bounces out to Eagleton, inside at the free throw line, over to Sestak. Williams again tries to take it down the lane. Sestak comes up with it. Nice defense by Coyne. Eagleton, top of the key three, up and good.
Yeah, he's not going to shoot air balls all right. And they inside out the Railers and get a good look.
31-29. Quickly SHG back on top. Kirby, not much movement from the Railers.
Oh, standing.
Yeah, I think it was a broken play. We're going to reset here.
Kirby, Nelson comes around the screen. Holmes out there on him again.
Boy, Nelson gets the turns and Holmes is in his face.
Kirby is going to drive down in the lane. Tried to kick it out. Ball is going to be out of bounds off of SHG.
Raiders got away with a travel there.
Nelson will inbound on the baseline, just to the right side of the basket. Out to Kirby. Gets it back. Nelson fires a three. Shot it up long, but Nathaniel was there for the layup, and he got it up to go.
Yeah, we need to do a little bit of what SHG is doing to us, is get on the offensive boards and get some easy scores.
Yep. Nathaniel now in double figures with 11. We are tied at 31.
And we have size out there, Josh. We should be able to get to the offensive boards.
A lot of contact underneath, no call, and there is Williams again for his 12th point. SHG back on top.
Again, the Raiders go for blocks, and when two guys go for a block, that leaves the basket unprotected for an offensive rebound.
Olson over to Coyne. Brandt's going to drive at the free throw line. Nathaniel thought about going baseline. Diagonal pass out to Kirby, now to Coyne.
Sargent's just taking the baseline away from him.
Olson over to Kirby. Hands off to Coyne. Now to Nathaniel. Nathaniel's going to go down left side off the glass. No good. Rebound to SHG. Under 6 minutes to go. Inside to Williams, all by himself, who lays it up and in again.
Raiders get beat down the floor at timeout of defensive end. I think Nathaniel on the other end anticipated some contact that maybe wasn't there.
Timeout's going to be taken by Lincoln at the 5:45 mark. Just a 30-second timeout. SHG currently on a 9-2 run. That's gone from a 3-point deficit for them up by 4. And, we talked about it a little bit during the second quarter, talking about Jordan wanting out of the game due to fatigue. Right now, it looks like we are exhausted.
Yeah, we have absolutely no emotion, nobody getting after it, nobody telling at each other, yelling at each other. We'll take something out on the court where somebody decides that they want to get after it and play a little basketball tonight, because we're getting beat down the floor, we're getting out hustled inside. Basically everything that Jake Williams has got inside is because of just pure hustle. He's just getting after the offensive boards. He's getting on the floor. He's getting easy putbacks. And the lack of hustle by the Railers is the reason they're down right now.
I'm sure Coach lit him up in the huddle, but the Railers just don't show any want to right now.
Christian Van Hook checks in. He replaces Brandt Coyne. Kirby back out to Olson. Christian on the left side, back on top to Kirby. Kirby hands back to Van Hook. Swinging around quickly, in the corner to Olson. Nelson makes a move, over to Austin. Austin fires a three, it's on the way off the front of the rim, no good. And Olson was in there fighting for the rebound, but Sargent came out with it for SHG. Sargent drives right down the lane, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by the Railers. But again, they got back on defense that time, but they had their backs turned, and Sargent went right down the lane.
Yep.
Holmes looking to inbound, does so to Sargent in the right corner, back on top to Eagleton. Holmes, pass inside, tried to get it to Williams, tipped away by Smith.
Yeah, one of the only times we've gotten our hands up and we get a deflection and a turnover.
Out to Austin at the top of the key. He drives in, gets it back out to Nathaniel. Nathaniel's going to drive in the lane. Little 10-foot floater is good. Nathaniel now with 13. Railers cut it to 2 at 35-33.
Nathaniel went left that time, and Sargent's playing him right, so he can get there left. Just got to have the confidence to do it.
4:40 to go in the third quarter. Gesner and Cook at the scores table. They get it into Williams again. Contact, no call.
Railers get a break there.
Railers have the advantage, 5-on-4.
He had Van Hook inside, missed him.
Smith looked to go backdoor to Nelson, but again, Holmes, nice defense on Jordan.
You wonder if some people aren't feeling good, Jeff, because, boy, Jordan just doesn't look like he feels very good.
Christian with a nice spin move in the lane, came over the back, no call, then tipped it around and got his own rebound. Nelson firing a long three, and he drains it.
Yeah, credit Christian Van Hook right there, being aggressive, going to the hole, kept it, tipped it to himself, and big offensive rebound, and found Jordan open for three.
Halfway through the third, Lincoln back on top, 36-35. Holmes, he'll try a three from the right side, and it's good.
Wow. Man, it's been punch, counter punch, and so far SHG hasn't backed down.
38-36, 3:40 to go.
We need a Railer run here, about a 10-0 run. Put some distance between us.
Kirby being watched by Eagleton. Jake saves it. Nice job by Olsen. In the corner, Nathaniel, three on the way, up and good.
Nathaniel's hitting the three tonight, and he's keep shooting it. Now, come on, Railers, play some defense here. Get a stop and get a bucket.
Nathaniel, 7 of his 16 points here in the quarter. Railers back up 39-38. Sargent at the top of the key. There's Eagleton. Nice ball fake. Sargent fires a three. Rattles good.
They're 3 for 3 in this quarter from three-point land, and they've had 3 good looks.
Yeah, we're going for a lot of their fakes, a lot of the ball fakes, a lot of the pass fakes. And when one man gets beat, you bring somebody else to him, and we can't catch up.
Yep. Under 3 minutes to go. It is SHG 41, Lincoln 39. Van Hook, top of the key, bounce pass inside to Nathaniel, and Nathaniel's going to go to the line shooting two.
I think we got a break there.
Yeah. Coach Angelo quickly off the bench for SHG. Certainly not happy with that one. Foul's going to be whistled. I think they get that one on Sargent.
15.
That'll be Sargent's first.
Oh, they had 4. I was trying to figure out how you could have 4 since they don't have 14 fouls.
Nathaniel free throw up and good.
Nathaniel Smith will have one more.
Kirby and Olsen out. Gesner and Cook in. So on the floor for the Railers, you've got Van Hook, Cook, Nelson, Gesner, and Smith. Bland back in, as is Boggs for SHG. Second one up. Nathaniel ties it with that one. Tied at 41.
Hot shooting for both teams, or just lack of defense by both teams.
A little of both, I think, Josh. Everybody's getting good looks right now.
Cook working against Holmes.
This may be the game may go to the team that plays 2 minutes of solid defense.
Right.
Working around the perimeter. Nice ball movement by SHG, trying to find that opening. Back on top to Holmes. Inside to Bland, who turns down a jumper, instead back out to Boggs for three. That's no good, and Nelson tracks down the rebound. Nelson down the middle of the court. Thought about pulling up for three, did not. Gets it over to Nathaniel. He will. Left it short, rebound. Tipped around. Bland's going to try and track it down. Last touch by the Railers.
Yeah, good job by Cook and Gesner getting in on the offensive rebound, but just couldn't crowd it. Good shot. Smitty had just hit one, and wide open for a three, so you can't fault the offensive selection there. This Railers got to get another stop.
Yep. No, you got a good shot within the offense. That's what you look for.
2 minute mark of the third quarter, tied at 41. Inside to Bland. Boggs. Sestak baseline jumper from about 13 is good.
They're moving the Railer zone, Josh. Yeah. They're attacking it good. They're attacking it well. They're moving us around, getting good looks.
A lot of hands to the side of the Railers instead of out.
Yep, you got to make yourself long in that zone.
Van Hook cut off on the baseline by Bland. Ball works itself back out to Nelson. Nelson working against Holmes. Jordan's going to drive by everybody, lay it up. Won't go down, but Jordan will go to the line shooting two.
Yeah, I think it's going to be that one of those last, like you said, Tom, last 2 minutes, whoever can come up with a big stop, because right now the offense is flowing pretty easily, either threes or twos by both teams, and not a lot of defense. But we talked about the Railers not getting a lot of their hands on balls or pressuring the ball, and that's exactly what Sacred Heart's doing, just whipping the ball around until they get an open shot.
Yep, the Railers aren't moving. And to SHG's credit, they're short passes, so it's hard for the zone to move. And by the time the zone moves, man, they moved it in. If you watch SHG as they go around the horn, they move it in 3 or 4 feet every time. The last time they got it into 10 feet for Sestak on the baseline.
Nelson missed the first free throw, got the second one to go down, so it's 43-42, SHG up by 1. 80 seconds to go here in our third quarter. Holmes out to Boggs. And now SHG looks like they're going to run a little clock. Eagleton back to Holmes as we approach 1 minute to go. Inside to Bland. Bland's going to try and make a move to the basket. Off the glass and in. Not the prettiest looking one, but Bland has 4.
Yeah, he was anything but on that play, Jeff.
45-42. 50 seconds to go in the third. Railers down 3.
Cook's got a lot of significant playing time in the last few games, including tonight.
Christian hands over to Nathaniel. Back on top. Max faked it from top of the key.
Got Jordan posting again.
Christian with a 3. Missed it badly, but Gesner grabs the rebound and then he threw it away right to Sargent. 30 seconds to go. SHG more than likely is going to hold for 1. Down to 20 seconds. Holmes over to Sargent. SHG with a 3-point advantage, 45-42 as we tick down to 10 seconds. Sargent down to 8. Bland tries to make a move to the basket. Nelson's there. Down to 3 to 2. Can Jordan get there in time? Lays it up with the left hand, and it is good.
Nice in.
Good way for the Railers to end the third. Let's hope it builds some momentum as we head to the fourth. At the end of 3, SHG with the lead. It's 45-44. Back with the fourth in a moment. You're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.